Hello and welcome to Improve Your Voice. This video today is a 25-minute kind of relaxation / warm-up for those people who are really into sports. So anyone that goes to the gym a lot, does a lot of weightlifting, or does some kind of martial arts, or something that's very physical and can put a strain in your body, and put tension into your body. This is a little kind of exercise routine that you can do to kind of promote more relaxation in your body. So oftentimes when we finish working out, we do a stretch, but if you've ever been to a gym, then you probably know what this is. This is a roller. So I'm going to do some exercises with this roller and some relaxation breathing exercises and some movements that are just going to free up some of our joints and promote some more relaxation in our body. And this is all beneficial to using our voice. So if we're someone that has lots of physical tension in our body, this is going to help just alleviate some of that. So therefore the muscles eventually that get used to work our voice will hopefully also be in more limber and more ready to use. Therefore you'll have more resonance and it'll be less effortful to speak or sing. Start it now and let's get going. So as always, I'm going to start in what's known as semisupine. If you've seen any of my videos before, you will know what that is. If not, I'll quickly go through it with you. What we're going to do is lay on our backs and we're going to have our feet parallel, knees parallel to our feet facing forward, and we're going to keep our chin tucked in, come back down onto your elbows first and then down onto the floor so your head relaxes there. So you want to keep your legs up at a 45-degree angle and knees in line with the direction of your feet. So here we're just going to take our hands and rest them on our belly. We're not going to press down and we're not aiming to breathe into our belly either. We're actually aiming to flatten our backs out as much as possible so you can actually adjust yourself and move your lower back and bum down, and maybe even adjust your shoulders and your head a bit, even the sides. See how flat you can get your back on the floor. And from here we're going to just breathe in such a way that we can imagine air filling up our torso as it would a balloon. So when a balloon expands, it expands from the bottom and the sides all the way up. So we're just imagining this balloon here inside our torso is just expanding in all directions. And then when we breathe out, it continues to expand. So breathing in and out. Try not to be so loud when you're breathing. I'm just doing it for an example for you. But if you can do it quietly, it's good. Because what happens is if you're breathing and making sound, you're just drying out the vocal folds, and that's not necessarily good for your voice. So we're just going to take some deep breaths here, considering that our body's that balloon and expanding in all directions as we do that. So take a couple of minutes with me. If you feel you need to adjust, no worries, just move around, get comfortable. You want to allow your body weight to just sink into the floor as if gravity is holding you. Okay, so from this position, we come down a bit. Let's take our left leg, put it straight out, and come kind of to our side. But taking the toes of the right foot, tuck that behind the left knee. And we can put our arms out to the side and just roll over as far as comfortable. See, I'm not touching the ground. I'm a little bit tight myself. But if you could just hold that leg in place, not pulling it down, we're not pulling or pushing anything, we're just keeping it so it doesn't move around so much. And from here, we're going to breathe in and bring our right arm up above our heads there. Trying to keep it in its place. Don't stretch it out trying to keep our shoulder blade intact. So if anything, you're bringing your shoulder blade and arm down at your back rather than pushing it out. So keeping it down there. Again, no effort, nice and easy. Breathe out as we bring the arm down, dragging it across the floor nice and lightly. And when it gets to the middle here, you want to time it so that's the end of your out breath, and then breathe in again. Moving it around the floor, just allowing the floor to guide it up to your head, and that would be the end of your in breath. And then breathe out. So do this a few times round in your own time. Your breath. Breathe in. You can, if you like, sort of move your head round to face where the arm is. Okay, we're going to go back the other way now. Breathe in. See, I have a lot of tightness in my shoulder and around that joint there from jiu-jitsu and some basketball. So this is nice for me, but it can be a little bit painful, so be easy. Again, I'll just say no pushing, no pulling, just see where the body naturally wants to go and connect it with your breath. Breathe in, arm up, and out. Bring it down. Okay, so if we bring our legs back to the center, straighten up, and now straighten out your right leg and tuck your left toes behind your right knee. You're gonna roll over to this side, bring your arm out. Again, you can use this right hand just to balance yourself so you're not moving too much, but you don't pull it. No pushing or pulling. Okay, so breathe in, bringing the arm up in anti-clockwise. Breathe out, bring the arm down. You can follow it round with your head if you like. Breathe in, up, and breathe out, down. Trying to keep the hand close to the ground and maintain that as much as possible. Nice and loose, nice and easy. And if you can continue with the same breath, expanding in all directions. Breathing in, arm up. And breathe out, come back the other way. Drawing a circle around yourself on the ground as you move. Once again, I'm only making sound to show you how I'm breathing. I don't recommend you breathe so loudly. Breathing up, and as you breathe out, come back into the center. Okay, just take a second here. Okay, now if we take both legs together and shuffle over to the side, we can come down and use this right hand to bring us up onto our left elbow here. We always get up slowly after doing these breathing exercises because they can make you a little bit lightheaded and you don't want to be dizzy and falling over. So you get up slowly and use the bones of your body, if you like, to rest on here. So now we're going to come in onto our knees, and for this next part we're going to sit back on our toes like this. So rather than sitting on the whole foot, we're going to tuck the toes under and sit up, resting our weight back down on them. For some people this is going to be incredibly painful. That's natural. If you've got any injuries, of course, you know your body best, don't do it. I just want you to be mindful of yourself and how you feel, and never ever go any further than what's comfortable. These exercises are supposed to relax you. They're not supposed to be punishment or painful. So just go easy with yourself. And if you need a break for this, you can just come off for a second. Continue to breathe. Don't forget that, it's very important. And then come back on there for a bit. To the front here. So from here, what we can also do is to take our hands open in front of us like this, and if we draw the fingers down until our palms are facing away from us, we can just feel a little stretch there. I say stretch, but we're not trying to stretch ourselves, it just feels a little tight. What we're trying to aim for is to create length in our body. So we just fold over the wrists there. You might not want to do this for too long, but you can circle round as well, and that'll get a wider range of motion into that kind of that lengthening feeling. And now we can turn our hands, and so our fingers face forward, palms down still, and then we can rock our weight forward again, not going too far. We're not punishing ourselves. We're just opening up some of those areas. And again, you can circle round, connecting with your breath. And back again. Now you can also take your palm facing up and your fingers in towards each other with both hands and move gently around there as well. Continuing to breathe. And you can also face the fingers back towards the knees or this way. You can try like many variations of this, but don't overdo it. So let's just shake that off. And what we're going to do now is do some what's known as cat and cow. This is a very famous yoga move, but it's a very nice way to open up the spine, and that's what the spine, when it's limber and moving, allows the rest of the body to function at its best. So it's really worth paying some attention to the spine. So hands on the floor. You can have your toes tucked under like this or flat. I guess there's benefits to both, but whatever feels most comfortable for you at this point. And what we're going to do is when we do this cat and cow, that we're going to be arching our back and bringing and going the other way with it as well. So we want to make sure that we lead from the coccyx, so the tailbone leads the movement. So if we're turning our hips in, we can feel that naturally creates a bend in our spine here, and we just follow it up until finally our head also curls in and we're kind of tucking our chin in like this. That would be a good way to to breathe out at that point. And so then starting again from the coccyx, moving back, allowing the movement to happen vertebra by vertebra as we arch our back, and eventually coming to our head, in which case we can look up. And this will be a good opportunity to breathe in. So breathing out, leading with the coccyx, pushing all of the air out, tucking your chin in at the end, and again starting with the coccyx, breathing in. Arch the back, one vertebra at a time, until you get up to the head. Breathe in, breathe out, sorry. So connect that breath to the movement. Okay, so what you can also do here is we'll do a side to side one. So if our head and butt want to connect each other, we could just imagine that the middle of our ribcage goes away and these two come together. So it's like 3 points, 1, 2, 3, but this 2 is on the other side. So if we want to bring our bum and head together, we'd put it together like this and move the ribcage out to the other side. Let's do it from the side here. I'll do the other way. So the head goes this way, so does the butt, but the ribs move out here. So you're going to feel like a lengthening happen here, maybe also in your neck and maybe also in your hip. Breathe out as you move. Breathe in as you come to the center. Breathe out, go to the other side. Breathing in and out. And go at your own pace here. See, whatever feels natural to you. You don't want to rush and hyperventilate, and you don't want to go too slow so you're holding your breath. But now we're going to put the two things together. We've got the movement here and there, and the movement at the side. So essentially we're going to be going around in a circle. So if we start from the side, we can move it up there to the center, into our curved spine, and then round to the other side. And then down into our arched back, and then continue around like that. This might be a bit tricky, but you know, do your best, and again, maintain, just do it in a relaxed manner. There's no pushing or forcing. We can go back the other way. So there's two movements together. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is take this roller. If you don't have one, then try and get one. You can pick them up for a £5. They're not very expensive. I have had this one for about 7 years, 8 years maybe, I guess. I bought it in London. And so what we're going to do with it is first, we're going to start by looking at our calf muscles. You know, anything that's down close to the bottom of our our body takes a lot of weight, so there's often a lot of tension in there, and depending on what sport you do, you might feel it more in other places, but I'm going to go up the legs now in a couple of different ways, just for the purposes of this video. So what you can do, you can start, if you imagine that you can't go too close to the ankle and you can't go too close to the knee. So find a nice like area right in between the ankle and the knee and start there. That's kind of the fleshiest part of the calf there. And you can probably feel it actually, even if you're relaxed, it might be a little bit sore, a little bit painful. And you can just roll your leg back and forth on that fleshy part here. Breathe, continue to breathe. It's good if ever you feel some pain in these places, it's good to breathe into that pain and breathe out and just try to relax into it. Don't have to put too much pressure on there, but just try and let it go. Eventually it will give in and stop kind of holding on so much. If you don't feel too much there and you want to give it a little bit more, you can put the other leg on top like this, just to add a bit of weight. Ooh, and I feel that now. So it's very, very important to breathe. And once you've done that, you can just move back and forth just a little bit. Again, I don't want you to go anywhere near your knee or your ankle, just over the fleshiest part. So a couple of inches either side from the center of your calf. Again, roll it back side to side if that feels good for you. We're not going too far to the side either. Or just enough. You know, there's people out there who are much more experienced at using rollers and more have more authority over teaching the use of it. So I'm keeping this simple and just showing you things that I've learned from my personal coaches who I've worked with in the past. Okay, so we can do the same on the other side. Remember, keep breathing. See, for me, I find that this side is a little bit more relaxed already. That might be because I'm right-handed and I do a lot of things with my right side than I do my left, and so my body's not as balanced, and so I get more tension in one side than the other, and that's quite common. So this one might not need quite as much relaxing. So again, I might put weight on there. I can feel it now. I can certainly feel it now. Breathing all the time. And back and forth just a little bit. Again, if that's too much, you can just go back and forth like that. Remember, just a couple of inches either way from the center of the calf. And you can rock back side to side a little bit as you do that too. breathe. Okay, and so for the next one, we're going to go on our front, and what we're going to do, we're going to lay, find the kind of the area between your knee and your groin, somewhere in the centre, around there. But we're going to move three places. We're going to go maybe 2-3 inches above your knee, and we're going to go to the centre, and we're going to go maybe 2 or 3 inches below, what is it? I guess your boxer line or your knicker line or whatever you want to call it. So we'll start in the centre though. Oh, and actually no, we'll start closer to the knee. I say closer to the knee, you should never go onto the knees because they're very delicate. There's a lot of things happening there and we don't want to damage ourselves. So just starting in the middle and find a way that's nowhere close to your knee, but maybe a couple of inches, 2 or 3 inches away. And we're going to lay ourselves down now and try and relax our body into this position. And already you might feel that you feel a little bit of pain in that area. Our bodies can be very tight at the front, and that can cause problems, in our lower backs, and often caused by our posture and the way we work. So when we do workouts, it gets very tight and can be very sore. So rather than rolling back and forth here, what we're going to do instead is to try and tuck our hips under a little bit more and see if we can just roll from side to side here. Breathing all the while. See, for me this is incredibly painful and it's something I need to pay attention to. But again, I just want to just relax into it. I'm not going to go from side to side because I personally feel that I don't need to do that at the moment. This is enough. Breathing. And then we can come in to the middle spot. So that was the one closest to the knee, and then maybe somewhere in the middle of that front thigh. And do the same thing. Just relax your body down. Bring your hips underneath a bit more, and you can just roll to the side to side, not back and forth, just. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to the third position, and this was a bit closer to the groin. You might want to bring your legs in close. And again, I can go from side to side. This one doesn't feel so much to me. I might move down a bit more. Nice and easy. Just rolling over that muscle there. It might feel a bit bumpy, but yeah, don't go too hard on yourself. Now already, I'm not sure if you noticed it, but my voice feels like it's dropped, which is good because it means I'm promoting relaxation in my body and finding a bit more space. Where are we now? Okay, so we've got a few more minutes left. What I'm going to do now is we're going to maybe open up this area at the side of our necks. So just taking your hand and draw it over the side of your head. Maybe, go over your ear, but don't pull your ear. And from here, we're just gonna rest the weight of the arm. Try and keep your body in alignment as much as you can. We're not pulling anything. We're just suggesting the direction by leaving some of the weight of your right arm here, and you'll feel it. But what you can do just to extend this, if you want to have more rather than pulling, you just take your other arm, my left arm, and just move it up and down and maybe to the side. You can feel different parts of the neck just opening up as you do this. And again, it's really important to keep breathing, letting go, just giving in and relaxing. That's the idea of this, is to just give in and let the length come into your body and allow relaxation to just happen. We're not making it, we're not forcing it. Sometimes I like to use my middle finger, the go away finger, and circle that. You can even circle that arm. You could try it different fingers, you might get a different experience. Or all of them. You even move your wrist, but you don't want to overdo it, so let's bring that up now. And we're going to change to the other side. So drawing your hand over your head And just allowing the weight of your elbow to bring it down, no pulling. And just to open this up a bit more, we can bring the right arm up. And create some circles with your middle finger. Or all the fingers, you could try different ones. Move it to different places, continue breathing. Keeping your body up. And then gently let go. Bring your chin to your chest. Up to the side. And again. Down to the side. Just roll it down, nice and easy. We're not going to bring it back. Just go up as much as comfortable. And if you feel any tension in your neck, you can just give it a little massage around the back here, behind the ears and under where the neck meets the skull. There's lots of little muscles and tendons that connect different parts of the vocal instrument to the cranium. And so you can just, if you feel anything, just move your fingers around there. Give yourself a little massage, maybe even under your jaw, where the jaw meets the skull at the back there. There's some sensitive areas. Bring your fingers up, maybe even give your jaw a little massage. That can get tense, especially when you're working out. People tend to grit the teeth. So you can just draw your hands down over that big disc of a muscle that connects the bottom and top jaws. And then just brush yourself off, brush yourself down, shake yourself off, and none of that has been on our feet. So if you wanted to do any stretching or any other lengthening exercises from there on your feet, that's up to you. But I think that's a good one if you've been doing a workout and you want to get your voice to a nice place in a short amount of time. That should be useful and helpful for you. So thank you for watching. My name is Darren McStay. You can find these exercises and a lot more across this channel. And of course, on my 8-week course, there is a whole routine and methodologies that build on over the course of 8 weeks, that build on top of each other in order to help your body gain, train and maintain the sort of resonance and articulation and readiness to use your voice that is optimal as a speaker or a singer. So check that out if you haven't already. I'm giving away the first week of that, which is on breath, free for anyone who signs up to my newsletter, which you can find on the website vocabilities.com. Right, if you would like this video, share it with a friend. Do give us a thumbs up because it helps me and the algorithm thinks I'm cool and all that. Yeah, subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for watching. My name's Darren McStay. This is Improve Your Voice, and until the next time, look after your voice.
I have so many tales to tell, and up till now I've been telling them real badly, so I